Okay, I have something very interesting to show you today. So as you can see, I have 8 cards on the table. And in fact, I put them in order. So ace, 2, 4, 5, 8, 9, jack, and a queen. Okay, and I also have a joker. He's going to help us, we hope, during this presentation here. Okay, so let's go ahead and gather those. Now, since the two of us saw the cards, why don't we mix these beyond the knowledge of anyone? How would you like these piles stacked? Left on right? Okay, very good. Let's do that again. What about now? Right on left? Okay, why don't we do one more into 2 piles. Right on left again. Okay, well, really, to mix things thoroughly, why don't we go ahead and do some dealing out into 4. How would you like these stacked? Left to right or right, left to right? Okay. Oh, also, I should give you a choice here. You can do something called leapfrog stacking. It's kind of a fun way to stack. Would you like to see that? Okay. Which direction? Right to left? Okay, so this one leaps over its neighbor, lands there. This one leaps over its neighbor, lands there. How would you like these stacked? Left on right? Okay. Let's just do one more of those and then move ahead, because there's no way anyone could know where the cards are at this point. You want left to right? Just ordinary stacking? Okay, that's fine. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to enlist the help of the joker. Okay, so I'm going to put the joker right there in the middle. So he's right smack in the middle of the packet. Okay, now I partly did that. Let me explain why I did that. Now the joker is, quote, face to face with the other cards. Now that's going to hopefully help us later, because he'll be able to track and follow and make note of the movement of the cards, because he's face to face with them. Okay, so at this point we're going to deal out the cards into 2 piles with random stacking decided by you. You want right on left? Okay, and so just think about the movement of the joker. He's getting introduced to, like this, whatever this card is, he sees it. What would you like here? Right on left? Okay. Okay, let's just make sure the joker gets a good sense as to where everyone is. Left on right. Okay. Maybe 2 more. I think the joker should have a pretty good idea as to where people are. And 1 more. Would you like left on right or right on left? Left on right? Okay, that's just fine. Now at this point, I'm going to go ahead and just fan out the cards like so. We'll just set them down. And then I'm going to remove the joker, because I need him to help me here. He's going to be whispering some important information in my ear here. Okay, so first off, I need to ask the joker how to divide these cards. Okay, and we want to do it in a random way in which you as a spectator are making important choices. So let's just get an idea as to what he's wanting. Okay, I can do that. So he's saying push off the top 4. Okay, that's just fine. Now what? We could gather up the bottom 4. Now we have the top 4. What do I do with them? Oh, okay. Okay, so he's saying he would like pairs of cards, but we're going to do it by way of a Klondike shuffle. This is where you just take the top and bottom cards off as one. Okay, now what do I do at this point? Okay, wow. He's giving you a lot of freedom here. He wants you to freely choose 1 card from each pile. So do you want the top or the bottom? Want the bottom for yourself? Okay. What about here? Bottom again? What about over here? You want the top? Very good. And then what about over here? Bottom. Okay. Great. And now the joker is going to either prove to us that he has an incredible memory, or that he really did not pay attention and make note of the movement of all of these cards. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to have the joker face you. You're over here, of course, and I'm going to show the joker the first card. Okay, so you can see the identity of the first card. And so from there, I need him to state what he believes the identity of your card is. So he claims that your card is the 5 of hearts. Oh, he's right. That's amazing. Okay, take a look at this one and try to divine what the spectator must have. He says it's the 4 of clubs. It is indeed. How the heck? Okay, let me show him this one. Wow. What is it? Jack? He's not talking very loud. Jack of clubs? Woo! I can't believe it. Okay, take a look at the last one. Oh, I think he said ace of hearts. Oh, he nailed it. This Joker is amazing. He's an amazing little helper. He was able to identify each of your randomly arrived at cards. Man, kudos to this guy. That is spectacular. Okay, so how did Mr. Joker, or Mrs. Joker, not sure, how did he pull that off? That is absolutely amazing. Okay, well, let's see. Let's go ahead. We'll go back to the beginning here. Okay, so let me show you what's going on, and you can do this right away, actually. It is using brand new principles, by the way. I don't believe anyone has ever done this performance, and I don't believe anyone has used the techniques that we're showing you here, because to my knowledge, they are new to the world as of a day ago. Okay. Okay, when I discovered them, tinkering with all of this. Okay, so what you do is you begin with these cards. Now, there's something special about these cards I should point out, okay? So what I decided to do is I decided to choose what are called partner cards, okay? So in card magic, partner cards are cards whose values add to 13 and whose suits are related in a certain way. So for example, a heart and a spade are like paired together. And it's easy to remember that because a spade, if you took off that little stem thing, it almost looks like a heart. Whereas the club and diamond are, quote, partners or paired together. Okay, so partner cards are, so look at the ace of hearts, queen of spades. The card values add to 13, so that's the first requirement. And then one of them has to be a club and the other one a diamond, or one of them is a heart and the other one's a spade. Well, here it's a heart and spade. Come in 1, 2 and a jack, add to 13, right? And then we have a club, which is paired with a diamond, okay? 4 plus 9 is 13, and we have a club paired with a diamond. And then in the very center, 5 plus 8, of course, is 13, and we have a heart paired with a spade. So these pairings are called partners, okay? And it's the way that we'll be able to deduce the spectator's cards, well, the Joker helps us deduce the spectator's cards at the end. Okay, so the first thing to do is realize that this is a mirrored structure here, as I pointed out. The important cards are in a mirrored relationship, okay? Well, if you've studied very much on my channel, you'll know that when you have a mirrored packet, you have the stay stack. Now, this is the traditional one, the stay stack principle at your disposal. Okay, so what that means in particular is for each divisor of the packet size, here we have 8, you can deal out the cards into that many piles with random stacking from left to right or right to left. So you can do this forever. Well, not forever, but you can do it as many times as you like. And technically, this will still have a mirrored relationship relative to the pairings that I showed you. 4 is also a divisor of 8. So you can deal out into 4 piles with random stacking from left to right or from right to left. And then some additional stacking that I've discovered in recent months is this leapfrog stacking, where this one leaps over its neighbor, this one leaps over its neighbor, random stack here. So you can do as many of all of those as you like, as many as the spectator calls for. But the amazing thing is this will still, quote, be mirrored. If I can see it kind of right off. ace and queen, add to 13, 4 and 9, 13, 2 and jack, 13, 5 and 8, 13. And then the suits are already paired up in the way that we want, okay? So now the spectator doesn't know any of this, okay? They don't know that this has a similar structure to what it started out with, okay? But you can see that it's different though. I mean, so for example, it was ace, 2, 4, 5, 8, 9, jack, queen, right? So the cards have moved around. And then do you remember what we did next? We put the joker right smack in the middle, okay? Like that, and then we closed it up. Now this is the part that's brand new. I've discovered that if you perform a left-right shuffle in this situation where you now have 9 cards with random stacking, okay, that's actually true. You can deal the cards out into 2 piles with random stacking decided by the spectator. Something really interesting happens. And it doesn't matter how they stack these, okay? So maybe what we'll do is we'll stack them in a different way to what happened in the performance. So I'm going to go ahead and stack it like this so we can show you one of the other possible cases. But none of these are complicated, okay? So once the spectator is content that the cards are really beyond the knowledge of anyone, you just spread them out, okay? And then you note the location of the joker, okay? And if you watch my earlier video on the new stay stack principle, this will be a review, but what will be the case is no matter where the joker is, if you look at the number of cards to the right of it or the left of it, it needs to be the smaller of those 2 numbers. So here we have just 1 above and a bunch, 7 below, but so focus on the 1. What that means then is these 3 cards, if you pull them off, these will be partner cards right here, okay? And then this other little packet will be, quote, mirrored still. It will still have that mirrored reflection property, okay? So just to show you here, I'm claiming that these are 2 cards that add to 13, which they are, and then they have the suit pairing the way we want, okay? So just, you know, realize that. So what I did was I took out the joker and then put a big break there to remind me there was 1 card above it. Well, what that means then is if I take these 2, that will be a partner pair right there, okay? And then this is going to be a mirrored structure. So look at this. Ace, queen, add to 13. 9 and 4, add to 13. 8 and 5, add to 13. Well, since it's mirrored, what we can do, let's move the joker, is pull off those partner pairs by using the Klondike shuffle. It just pulls those related pairs off as pairs, okay? And now at this point, we can truly give the spectator the option to choose any one of these. So maybe they want the top one, the bottom one, and then maybe the top one. It won't matter, okay? And hopefully you can kind of see, okay, how is this going to work? Well, these 2 are partner cards. They add to 13, these add to 13, these and those 2. And then if we can just keep track of the suits using that partner suit system, you're set. So I brought over the joker to help us, having it face the spectator, and then I just have him peek at the identity. Now this time I'll show you the identity of the card. Okay, so seeing this, what do I know that card would have to be? Well, its value, when added to a queen, needs to give us 13. So it's an ace. What's the suit? What suit goes with spades? It's the heart. So this would have to be the ace of hearts, and it is. Okay, over here, so I'll show it to you again. So this is what the joker's seeing, 9. Well, we would need 4 when added to 9 to give us 13. So this would have to be a 4. What's the suit? What suit is partnered with diamonds? It's the club, so it'd have to be the 4 of clubs, and so forth. This is the 8 of spades. The value of this card must be 5 because they add to 13, and the partner's suit is hearts. So 5 of hearts, and then finally, show the joker this one. You see that. Well, 2 plus what is 13? Well, 11. So it'd have to be a jack. What partners with a diamond? A club. Jack of clubs. Okay, whoa. Okay, so this is a brand new original effect that I hope gets a really good reaction from people. If you're not very clear on mirrored packets and things like that, I have many videos talking about mirrored structures and what you can do with them. So in fact, I may add some links in the description below to some of the background information, and I'll also add links to the what I've called the new stay stack principle, okay? Because it's kind of playing off of that principle to accomplish this, okay? But it truly is the case that I'm sharing with you, to my knowledge, brand new techniques that have never been seen before. So if you go through and do what I did, this will work perfectly for you. So thank you for watching, and take a look at other videos on the Absolute Math Magic channel.